Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor, a 60 minutes special. 60 minutes of information, facts, opportunity, truth, and support for real investors, helping you make an informed decision going into the overnight hours, which is just a few hours away. If you are able to access the 24-hour market, it starts 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time today on Sunday. Expect huge amounts of volatility. There are many online telling you what to do and how you should do it. That's not what we're going to do here. We aim to be the most honest, trusted service. We're here to offer support, information, facts, the best information. Today, I could have added doom and gloom and brimstone to the thumbnail. I could have added a whacking great title of XRP in the title. I did not do that. I did not try to sell the video or attract your attention. I just made it as straightforward and as simple as possible to attract our members, our investors. That's why I'm here, not to sell videos. Over this next 60 minutes, we're going to talk about the incoming crash. And if you think this is a crash, you've seen nothing yet. We're going to talk about Donald Trump. We're going to talk about XRP. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, the inflows into VU, the S&P 500. There's lots to talk about. There's only 60 minutes to do it, so we need to get on. During this live show, I would like to encourage you, please, to tap the like button. We aim to be the most honest and real live channel in the world. Please do click subscribe and ring the bell. You may notice we now have a clock on the screen always, so you know exactly when I'm saying what I'm saying. And also, if you go into the chat, click the three dots, and you turn on the timestamps, you can then go back and find out when I answered your question, should you miss it or whatever. And we will have a members-only Q&A later on, but we've got a lot to cover in these 60 minutes. Well, we all know on Friday, Donald Trump, just before the market closed, announced what was expected: tariffs. A trade war has begun. He's put tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada, all mainly because of fentanyl. You heard me right. A drug that can kill people. Yes, it can. It's a terrible, terrible thing. However, I've never taken drugs. I don't smoke and I hardly drink. I'm not bothered about fentanyl. I think most people aren't bothered about fentanyl. If you choose to take drugs, that's your choice. So to start a trade war and to burn bridges and lose relationships over fentanyl, is it really a good idea? Well, we're going to discuss all of that. Lots to share with you. Please tap the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, you may or may not know that over the last few hours, short selling is over on Friday, I beg your pardon, and the last few hours of the market, short selling was being done 10-1 to buy-ins. What is that? That's people betting on the market going down. The crypto market is open at the moment. The main market hasn't opened, but we'll cover it live tonight. We'll be with you all throughout the night, covering it live. So we're going to be with you all night. I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to be up all night watching the market, bringing you the news. So we could have a short squeeze. We could have a short squeeze on the markets because not only do we have a massive amount of short selling, in fact, 10-1 as it turns out, we also have inflows coming into VU. Now, VU is the best way for retail investors to be able to buy the S&P 500. In fact, the ETF is outperforming every other ETF with inflows coming in to VU, which I'm really pleased about. It means that people are trying to be diversified, but not by just buying everything and anything. They're buying the best ETF, the most well-balanced ETF. It's what I am in 100%, as you all know. So if we have everybody buying into VU, record numbers, and we have everybody shorting individual stocks, what's going to happen? Well, the main market could pump up. We could have a short squeeze. Now then, I've been scouring the pages and the internet all through the night. I've been up all night planning the information I'm about to present to you. And I can nearly see all, and I mean all, of XRP channels, Bitcoin channels, telling you that this is a bear trap. This is, at best, nonsense. You need to understand the people that are saying this are heavily invested. They're trying to sell the story, and they're using this as an excuse because the market's gone down. It's a bear trap. You need to buy it now quickly. You're going to miss out. Well, I have to disagree. And it corresponds at the same time. We got Michael Saylor saying this: never sell your Bitcoin. You may remember, if you follow history, he does this a lot. And whenever he does this, real investors, those that understand the market, do the opposite. It's quite scary when you start seeing this being batted around. Remember, you might be bullish on crypto, but crypto will pay the biggest price for what you're about to see in a few hours from now. And if you don't believe me, in a few hours' time, we've got, in fact, an hour and a half, we've got Sensei, who'll be live with you doing a chart show specifically on XRP, the crash, and so on and so forth. So he'll go into more detail. But to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of charts right now, more than ever. Because if you look at our chart here, just over the last week, what do you see? Particularly since Friday, what you see is, it's not great detail on this chart, admittedly. I'm just trying to simplify it. But every time it goes down, it pumps a little bit and dumps again. What does that tell you? It tells you that no one really believes in it. No one really believes in it because they're just trading it down lower and lower. It's a race to the bottom. This isn't a bear trap or a bull trap or anything else. I would take all those phrases off the table because the tariffs and what's going on now with Trump is completely and utterly unpredictable and uncontrollable. No one knows how bad this is going to get. And in a minute, I'm going to give you my strategy and I'm going to help you get through this by sleeping, relaxing, and taking advantage of all the nonsense. So let me share a few things with you. I've got lots of news in 60 minutes to get through. First of all, I want to share with you what tariffs actually are. People are talking about the tariffs and it will spike inflation. Many people are saying it's inflationary, and then someone else is saying it's not inflationary. The facts, however, are somewhere in the middle, as I will explain. It's very easy for people to sell you, it's going to crash, doom and gloom, it's inflation. That's one story. And another story, this is a great opportunity to buy the dip. Everybody wants to sell a comic book headline. None of those are true. It's somewhere in the middle. Tariffs are a transitory effect. In other words, you can have an initial reaction of a sell-off on the news. The Wall Street, as always, will oversell. The markets will go down too low, and then they'll buy back. What exactly is going to happen? Well, it's a one-time effect. I don't know what Donald Trump was thinking when he applied tariffs due to the reason of fentanyl. I can't think of a worse reason. We're talking about the economy of the world, not just the economy of America. Donald Trump is focusing on making America all by itself and stuff the rest of the world. That's not how the rest of the world see it, and it's not how the world actually works. America relies on other countries. Many are saying, well, buy American. You can't buy American when it comes to an iPhone or a computer or the oil that we need at the moment from Canada and many of the other commodities and supplies that we need from around the world. You simply cannot make America an island. Donald Trump will tell you that America is badly treated. It simply isn't the case. If you read the numbers, and before anyone says Martyn is against or for any political party, I am not. This channel is to provide you the best information, not to sell videos, not to be dramatic. I'm going live trying to help my members. It's a transitory effect, a one-time effect. Inflation will not be felt for weeks. However, you will feel it immediately. The moment you go to the shops tomorrow, you will notice things will start going up in price. If you order a new iPhone, there's a very good chance your new iPhone will go up 25% because there are new supplies coming in all the time. There's not huge amounts of supply sitting there at the previous prices. Now, what will happen is when the items come into the country, the importers will pay an import tax. That essentially is the tariff. So the businesses that are importing the goods to sell, they have to pay a tax. So all our US businesses are now going to pay a price. They are all going to suffer. And then, of course, they pass it on to you. But it's a one-time effect, doesn't happen overnight. These things take time. So to say it is inflationary or disinflationary is not true. It's somewhere in between. This guy here, he's got a very big channel. It's called Anthony Pompliano. 4 truths about tariffs. Tariffs don't cause inflation. They do and they don't. It's not a black and white statement. Tariffs lead to lower prices for American consumers. No, that is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't do that at all. This guy here is trying to sell you his weekly or monthly, actually, in fact, it's a daily letter and a book he has out. It's not true. He's simplifying it too much, trying to say this is good for America, good for America. Let's be absolutely clear what has just happened. Donald Trump has put tariffs on Canada and on China and on Mexico. Let's understand what that really means. The main concern that Donald Trump has is actually China, but China have only got a 10% tariff, not 25%. Now, why is that? That confuses some people. The reason for that is China have decided to come in through Mexico. So you look at it and you think he's punishing Mexico more than China. He's actually not. He's punishing China without it looking like that. There's more to this story than first meets the eye. But of course, those countries immediately, Mexico and Canada, have already put prices up for their tariffs as well. So now America is being tariffed. We are now in a trade war. This never ends well. This is absolutely ridiculous. The moral of this story, as we go through this afternoon in this hour, will be an underlying principle will be repeated over and over again. We do not work as humans, as people, as countries, or as governments if we all think of ourselves. We have to work as a planet together. We all feed off each other. We've got YouTubers today saying that Japan is about to take XRP immediately, first thing in the morning. I'm going to share that story with you in a moment. It's completely false, completely untrue, and absolutely ridiculous. It comes from people trying to make sure, like Michael Saylor, you don't dump your XRP. It purely is not true. Just going to share with you this little thing here about what I mean about countries all supporting each other, working as one rather than fighting each other and against each other. Listen to this from Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada. It is very much Canada now against America. We've got politicians and businesses advising their citizens not to buy certain American products. And we've got Americans saying don't buy Canadian products. Relationships that have been forged over many, many years are being burned. This is a very, very bad day for the world. Listen to this. This is your closest partner, Canada. Listen to this. Very important.
Directly to Canadians in this moment. I'm sure many of you are anxious, but I want you to know we are all in this together.
Now, what he means there by saying to the Canadians, you must be anxious, the reason why he's saying that now is because tariffs have been put on the items, the products, the services coming into America from Canada, which are going to be paid for by Americans. They are now, the businesses that supply those goods to American customers are going to go elsewhere. They will try to find products and services from somewhere else. So Canada is now going to lose a lot of money. Canada is going to pay a very, very heavy price. Why? Because some people are smuggling in fentanyl. Just don't take drugs. I mean, I don't care about fentanyl, do you? But that is the punishment for some people smuggling in fentanyl through Canada. Majority, of course, comes from China into Mexico, from Mexico into America, but they're now paying the price. Now, all they're going to do is, before they go out of business and lose all their businesses, they're going to do the opposite to America. They're going to put their tariffs up on American goods, and now Canadians will source American goods from somewhere else. They'll buy something else. This is not going to end well for anybody. Let's hear the rest of this. We've got so much news to cover in just 60 minutes.
The Canadian government, Canadian businesses, Canadian organized labor, Canadian civil society, Canada's premiers, and tens of millions of Canadians from coast to coast to coast are aligned and united. This is Team Canada at its best. I also want to speak directly to Canadians in this moment.
Now, I just want to pause it right there. That's all I want to show you there, because what we've got now is we've got countries dividing and separating from America. This is a very, very, very dangerous time to be in. Everybody is saying we're the greatest, we're the best, stuff everybody, we don't need everybody. The reality is you do. This morning at an ice hockey game, last night, an ice hockey game, the American national anthem was being played and the Canadians were booing, and there were some people even burning the flag. This is the world we are now living in. This is very, very dangerous. Remember, and I should know, I'm from the United Kingdom, which used to be an empire. We governed 1/3 of the world, way more than America, and we lost it all. America could go the same way. America is in a privileged position. Donald Trump will tell you that we are exploited and abused around the world. It simply isn't true. They have many great privileges and benefits being America, more than you can possibly imagine. So right now, a lot of damage is being caused. Now then, I've got so much I want to cover with you. This order here, this guy here called That Martini guy, he's got quite a large following, and he put out a story about a Trump executive order to Bitcoin to Federal Reserve balance sheet expected in days. There is no evidence of that happening at all. I've spoken to people through my Instagram and X, and there's no evidence at all that the government is about to load up on Bitcoin. Remember, folks, why you bought Bitcoin and crypto in the first place, and remember why XRP wasn't popular in the first place, because it was decentralized. You didn't want it to be part of a government, and now apparently you do want it to be protected by a government. It really makes no sense. Everybody, once again, is thinking of themselves, doing anything they can to promote themselves, sell their story, and try to feather their own nest. It doesn't work. It's never worked. We need to come together as a global society and work together. This is not a good day. I've seen this information going out. Japan enters banking sector set to adopt XRP next week. People are posting this, the same people that are telling you that you need to be buying your XRP now. Now, there's no doubt about it. We still believe that XRP can go to $10. But remember, I've been saying $10 forever. I've not been saying $100, $1,000, $1 million. Everybody's making all kinds of nonsense. And this story isn't true. And in fact, if I share with you where the story came from, look at the warning that was not shown by YouTubers. Here is the story. Groundbreaking move in Japan's banking sector. Every bank set to adopt XRP next week. However, what they didn't show you on their YouTube channel was that article at the top. The below article is a sponsored content. Somebody paid to say it. Finbulb does not verify any claims, statistics, or information, blah, blah, blah. Need I go on? However, didn't mind putting it on their website and basically making up a complete nonsense story, which now people are using all over YouTube to tell you that on Monday morning, Japan is taking on fully on all its banks XRP. We believe in the technology of XRP. However, it's paying a very heavy price right now because people don't believe in what they believe in. They say they believe in it, but the reality is they ain't. They're selling it. And all these bull traps and bear traps and signals and charts and information about all kinds of things. Remember how we debunked the story with Bank America? There were lots of rumors. We covered the earnings for Bank America. We heard nothing. Remember that. Now then, let's go back to the tariffs just a minute and why it's all nonsense. This is what people are sharing around here. Fentanyl is extremely potent with lethal doses measured in micrograms. A lethal dose of most people is around 2 milligrams. And what they're trying to suggest here is millions of Americans can die from the amount of fentanyl that has entered the country. I've been seeing this all over social media today. It's all about fentanyl and fentanyl and fentanyl. I've never seen one person yet mention, well, if you don't take drugs, it doesn't really matter, does it? Like me and probably 90% of Americans, I'm just guessing. Trump just launched a trade war against Canada over fentanyl. The US seized, wait for it, 43 pounds at the US-Canada border last year. Now, again, there's always part truths in all these things. Another big YouTuber sharing that information without going into detail. And that's why I shared you with this. 43 pounds doesn't sound a lot, does it? But it's a good story for that excuse me, that person there to sell the story. However, it can affect 9.75 million. So we need to get the color of the story. That's why today's show is called Facts, Truth in 60 Minutes, not just the headlines to sell whatever it is you're trying to sell. And that is what we're getting at the moment. So many mistruths. So what am I going to do? I'm going to come on to my strategy in a minute. I've got some more points I want to share with you. So we've already talked about what the tariffs mean. If you put tariffs on somebody, it only costs your citizens, but it also costs the businesses. They will be ineffective and uncompetitive for a while. However, they will cease purchasing your goods and they'll outsource it. There will be shortages. Things will go up in price. You will see panic at the pumps. You will see panic in the shops. You'll see all kinds of things. One of the sectors that will be hurt most is cars. The cars will be hurt bad, and so will tech, and so will building houses. We get a lot of building materials from Canada, which we simply do not have in the United States. So we need to bear that in mind. Now then, I'm going to give you some other headlines, and then I'm going to give you the strategy of how we best handle all this. So please tap the like button if you like this. I've been up all night preparing this. I want to bring you the best information, debunk all the nonsense, and in a moment, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to get through all of this and how maybe you might consider this being a good way, and then you won't have to stress or worry. So let me just give you a couple of the headlines that's just been servicing. First of all, trending stocks in a week dominated by DeepSeek and tariff jolt. So these are some of the stocks you might want to look at and be paying close attention to in a few hours from now as the market opens. The unpredictable nature of Wall Street was on full display this week as worries around incoming tariffs and an AI scare courtesy of China's DeepSeek wreaked havoc on the stock market. Q4 earnings season, which has been strong so far, with solid quarterly results from major banks and big tech. Now, that's very important to remember as I tell you my strategy. Remember this. This is why I'm sharing this with you. Q4 season we've been covering it. As you know, we've been covering many of the earnings. We're covering more next week, covering Palantir tomorrow afternoon. We've got Pfizer, AMD, Google, Amazon, Coca-Cola, plus many, many more. We're covering all of them. So we know GDP is good. We know PPI is good. We know CPI is good. We know earnings is good. We know all of these things. We know about the short selling of the market. We know that inflows are going dramatically into VU, being taken from crypto. And we know all of these things. And I've been saying forever that tech is a rotation. I've also been telling you forever that defensives are the way to go. That's why my Roth IRA is 100% Coca-Cola. And I've also been saying that the financial sector is the underperformers, and they're the ones to watch. And I was right. They're now overperforming. The White House confirms tariffs against Mexico, Canada, and China with effect from February the 1st, reigniting anxiety around a trade war with the country's key trading partners. Products from Mexico and Canada will face a 25% tariff, while China's goods will incur 10%. The major gauges managed to stay relatively flat over the course of the week, with the S&P 500, Dow and Nasdaq composite closing 0.5. Now remember why that was. We've already priced in, now this is very important to understand, we've already priced in many of these tariffs. We were expecting it. However, we wasn't expecting it on Friday. It happened to drop the market on purpose to go into February. This is very much an opportunity to drive the market down to buy back, but you have to know how to buy back and what to buy back. And I'm going to cover that in a minute. And don't think the way to go is the Trump coin. The Trump coin now is one of the worst performing coins of all time. You may have noticed, I think it's down like 65, 70%. I'll show you in a minute and you can see for yourself. Chinese artificial intelligence startup DeepSeek. I don't need to cover that. We've already covered that. So I'm going to end with that story. Let me move on to the next one. We know about this, but again, I'm bringing all this into color, so now we can understand the bigger picture and make an informed decision. We know about the tariffs. Energy products and from Canada will be assessed at a 10% tariff. Now, you may or not know that not everything is 25%. The energy sector, oil, for example, heavy oil, is 10%. So just remember that. Trump is very aware that will put the price of gas up. It's anticipated by about 50 cents a gallon at the moment, but that will probably go up for price gouging. This was done for the International Emergency Economics Powers Act, IEEPA, because of the major threat of illegal aliens and deadly drugs killing our citizens, including fentanyl, Trump said in a social media post. Now, whether you like Trump or hate Trump, he does like to deliver on his promises, and that's good. However, and I'm going to make this in the best way, present this in the best way possible. People don't know what they don't know, and people always like to vote for things that they shouldn't always get. I'm going to use the example of good leadership with Apple. Apple deliver updates and they update their software and update their devices. They don't ask you what they're going to do. They just do it. And most people, when they get the new update, go, I hate the new update. And then they love it. And then they continue using it. If you give the public the choice to vote on something and choose, and every detail is hashed out on social media, people vote for things they don't really understand. Let's be honest. How many people understand everything about tariffs, understand everything about immigration? It's very easy to say people shouldn't come into our country illegally. Well, anybody's going to agree with that. That's a comic book title. I came in from England. I went through the correct channels. I paid a lot of money, and I went through all the paperwork to become a green card holder. No one's going to disagree with that. I pay taxes and I work in American provider service, and I hope I'm of use to somebody here. But anyway, at least I am to my wife. So there's nothing wrong with that. But however, if you tell people that we've got a major issue with drug dealing and people dying of fentanyl, and it's all because of Mexico and it's all because of China, now we're going to tax them and we're going to do this and that and the other, and everybody votes on that. Well, one thing I will say for Trump, he does what you said what you voted him to do. However, was it the right thing? I'm not so sure that going into a trade war with the whole world, because that's what he's about to do, over people bringing in drugs. I mean, just don't take drugs. Take responsibility for yourself. I can't even believe I'm saying that, but it is just don't take drugs. Me and Leah don't take fentanyl, so we ain't bothered, but we're certainly going to pay a price. And remember, most people who are investors, just like me and Leah and most of you here, just trying to provide a future for our families, our portfolio and our pensions are about to take a massive, great dive. And many of you are going to get margin called and lose all your money. And to add insult to injury, you're then going to go down to the local shop and pay 25% more for everything. I wonder how many people are going to be in favour of this for more than a day or so. Anyway, let's carry on. Another person reportedly familiar with discussions between the three countries said Mexico had not been notified formally by the US. Neither Canadian Prime Minister and Justin Trudeau's office nor the Mexican embassy in Washington immediately responded to requests for comment by Seeking Alpha. Now, what that story is about is, you may remember if you followed the news on Friday, Trump was interviewed and asked, is there anything that Canada and Mexico can do about the tariffs? No. No negotiation. That's it. It's just been done. Well, that's all very well and good, but I think you always should have the door left open. Some people are quoting the art of the deal. I cannot believe people who have never even read The Art of the Deal are using that as some great thing. And I know I've spoken to people, I talk to people all the time on my Instagram and X, and very often if they use the art of the deal as their argument, I will say to them, tell me one paragraph from The Art of the Deal. And they can't. They just think, it must be great. Donald Trump said it. Well, you need to read it. They haven't read it. Remember, Donald Trump's gone bankrupt many, many times. Oh, hang on.
Thomas Moore donated £9.99 through a super chat. I have Tesla and Nvidia stock. What is your opinion on the market opens? Do you think it will go down every time I try and sell and buy back? I get screwed. Traded with crypto few times not.
Thomas Moore, yes, I'm afraid that Tesla is one of those companies that will be dramatically hit. It gets supplies from Canada and Mexico and China. So yeah, will Tesla be hit? Yes. Will Tesla be hit? Absolutely. Just about everything will get hit. But there is one way out of it, and I'm going to come on to that next. Finally, before I come on to the strategies, because I didn't want this video just to be, this live stream just to be all about the news, I wanted it to be about what do we do? How do we work with this? And I'm coming on to that in a moment. Trump's executive order on digital assets good for crypto, not specifically Bitcoin. This is very, very important. People think Trump being pro-Bitcoin means Bitcoin is going to be great. Well, it just isn't the case. Let me share this information. Trump's executive order on digital assets is a positive for the crypto world, but it remains to be seen how recommendations differ, I beg your pardon, from existing bills, including those that are pending court cases. Alex Saunders, head of quantitative macro strategy at Citi Research, in a note. That's very, very important. I'm glad it's mentioned about the court cases, because, as you know, he signed over 100 executive orders. Over 85 are currently going through the courts at the moment and probably going to be thrown out. However, you don't hear about that. You heard about the 100 live on stage like a rock star signing all those executive orders, but the reality is most of them have already been thrown out because they're just not legal or actionable. President Trump released an executive order that would create a working group focused on digital assets to propose rule changes and a framework for digital asset regulation, as well as examine a strategic reserve and prohibit a central bank digital currency within 180 days, which is a long time in crypto, said Saunders. The executive order cites accessing public blockchains, mining, validating, and deploying software without censorship, as well as protecting the sovereignty of the US dollar through promoting US dollar-backed stablecoins. However, several awaiting court decisions will likely happen faster than any full-blown legalization, including cases with Ripple Labs, XRP USD, and Coinbase, both of which have cases before the Second Circuit that could affect how digital assets are defined within the existing securities law, said Saunders. In our view, legislation is likely to extend that immediate timetable much further, but the commitment to provide regulatory clarity and well-defined jurisdictional regulatory boundaries will be encouraged for the industry. He added that investors who see Bitcoin as the only necessary cryptocurrency might be disappointed that with the executive order requiring a working group to evaluate the potential creation of a digital asset stockpile, there is no explicit mention of Bitcoin. Also, the order explicitly mentions this could be from lawfully seized cryptocurrencies, which lessens the likelihood of open market purchase, which could have a large price impact. Now, this is very, very important because we do see that XRP is the way to go if you are looking for a useful coin. And I don't mean the native coin, by the way. I've got people in the chat saying, Martyn said it got up to 10 and now look at this and yada, yada, yada. I've always spoken, and I repeat over and over again, it's the Ripple network, what we like. That is the future. That is where the money is, not the native coin. Years from now, 90% of all this stuff will be gone anyway. I wanted to show you one of the worst performing meme coins in history. This is the official Trump coin. Now, for those who didn't watch this, I'm going to tell you before I just finally wrap up this live stream with my thoughts of how to navigate all of this with this piece of information. And I got this verified through my X and my Instagram. On the night when the Trump coin came out at the dinner, the inauguration and so on and so forth, you may remember that this rallied. Everybody bought into it. And I can confirm I received information from the dinner of the Trump family that while you were all buying this, many of you were getting margin called on Bitcoin and XRP. You were massively leveraged. You were selling, taking profits from XRP, which is in itself a good idea. But then you were buying this coin here. And Trump himself, to protect himself, did say in social media posts that it's only a souvenir and a kind of memento of the day, if you like. But that didn't stop everyone from buying it. It went up and up and up, and then it crashed. And it crashed because at the dinner table, the Trump family were dumping their own coin. Melania did it, Trump did it, and Barron was going to release his own coin, sat at the table, and it was stopped because it was obvious what was going on. However, people lost all their money, and now they'll never get their money back, and many could be billions of dollars out of pocket now with no chance of ever seeing their money back. But don't worry, Donald Trump is fine. He's got millions and millions out of it, and he's going to be absolutely fine. So don't worry for those that are upset if Donald Trump lost any money. He didn't. He made all the money from you. You would have been better just to buy a T-shirt and a souvenir and not chase that. Anyway, let's now wrap up. We did just answer the question from Thomas. Thank you very much for your super chat. But let's now talk about, there's my portfolio, how we turn everything green once again, how I'm always beating the market, how I'm always making money, and what you could consider to be the way forward. We are 1 hour before we go live with Sensei. Sensei is our chart technician, particularly on crypto, but not just crypto. At the end of this live stream, I'm going to take you directly to Sensei's show. There, he will do a full analysis on anything you want. All members will be covered. That goes live in just... in fact, it's going live slightly early, I see. So, okay. I've pinned it to the top. It'll automatically take you there. This is the event tonight. I've never seen Sensei do a sad face like this, so obviously he's a bit concerned. Me and Sensei have very different styles when it comes to thumbnails, as you can see. But anyway, join Sensei for that. But what are you going to do? What am I going to do? This isn't financial advice, but I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to do. Before I do, I'd like to ask everybody if you could tap the like button, please. If we get over 100, it will suggest it out to YouTube, and consider subscribing. Well, hopefully I've broken everything down for you, explain what tariffs are, what tariffs aren't, what XRP is going to do in Japan, what it's not going to do in Japan, bull traps, bear traps, all of that, inflation, yes, no. I've shown you evidence. I've given you examples. I've answered all of those questions. Hopefully now you understand a bit about what's going on. You also know, if you followed us with our earnings, you will know that 75-80% of the stocks we've covered are beaten on earnings. Everything is good. So now we understand a bit about what's going on, and we understand the markets. What are we going to do? Well, it's very simple, actually. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. The biggest casualty of all of this will be crypto, unquestionably. Don't get upset with me. Don't shoot the messenger. But at the end of the day, I've always said most crypto will not be around in 5 to 10 years. But the networks that they perform on, if you like, I like to use that phrase, will be here. And XRP is our favorite for that. So I like XRP. I'm just not investing in the native coin. I sold it a long time ago, and I've moved fully into the S&P. We've made the predictions for months now. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when the market would crash 50%. I took abuse from many, many people, but it's happening right in front of your face. This is my strategy. I would not be, if I bought XRP, as I did at 38 cents, so if you did that, I'd be doing absolutely nothing. I'd be very, very happy that I'm up. You're not going to go back down to 38 cents. You're more likely to go down 50% as predicted, and then go back up to $10 in time. So if you're at 38 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, stay and do absolutely nothing. This is not financial advice, but this is what I'm doing with my money, so I'm explaining it to you. Just do nothing. However, If you are like many people, and you're not alone, there are millions of you who have not bought it at 38 cents. You were buying it when it was pumping. We always said, buy it on the dip, not when it pumps. Many of you did buy it when it pumped, and you did it with margin. So you're probably going to get margin called tomorrow morning. That's just how it is. If you bought at the top and it's going down, and it could go down 50%, you are going to get margin called. There's no two ways about it. It happened the other day when the Trump and Melania coin came out. That's why it tanked. That's why Melania coin went up, and Trump coin went up and then straight down again. So if you bought it a while ago at a low price, do nothing. Now, we've always said trade. Absolutely. Trade it, because it's not an asset you own like Nvidia, the S&P 500. It's a tradable asset, because the native coin has no underlying value. It's the network that the banks are going to use, because they make money doing all those trades around the world. The native coin is just retail investors scavenging to try and make money. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but it is. I've explained today and given you evidence the way everyone's making up stories. Let's do what's best for our country. Let's do what's best for our country. Let's do what's best for our channel. Let's do what's best for our thing. Everyone cares about themselves, and that's why I'm trying to do this. So I'm demonstrating I care about you. I'm putting you first, and I'm providing you with all the arguments to all the debates that I'm having with you. So, the end of the day, if you bought it low, that's fine. If you bought it high and you're in margin, you might want to consider getting out. If you're going to get margin called, you'll be forced to get out anyway. Should you be buying it? There are YouTubers who live on the fact of selling the story about simply promoting and being a crypto channel. So they want you to buy crypto, like BitBoys Are Us and Cryptos Are Us, and all these people constantly always saying buy the dip. And I've proved to you over and over again, buying the dip is a comic book expression, and it should never be used in the world of investing. It makes no sense. Buying the dip makes sense on an asset which earns money if it's undervalued. Remember, buying a great business is not how to get rich. Buying a great business that's undervalued is how you get rich. XRP, Bitcoin, anything, it doesn't earn any money. So there's nothing to hold it up. And in times of uncertainty, it can go down 50, 80, 90, 95%. Not 100%, because many people have lost their coins, they've lost their wallets, and it will never go to zero. But it can go a long way down. So don't look at this as a buying opportunity until you know the lay of the land. If you are buying the dip, you are purely speculating and gambling. And even if you follow Sensei's charts, you are without doubt 100% speculating and gambling. Because no chart, nobody can tell you what is about to happen. No one can time the top, no one can time the bottom, but that doesn't stop everyone telling you they can. The reality is they can't. So what's the smart investors doing? What's the real investors doing? What am I doing? Well, I've told you, if you bought XRP for a few cents, do nothing. If you bought it in near the top with margin, maybe you want to get out. So we've talked about crypto, we've talked about XRP. Well, what about everything else? What if you've got cash on the side? What should you do? Well, as you know, I am 100% in the S&P 500. And I've said many, many times why. Mainly because of the integrity of the show. I can't be accused of being a pump and dumper because I only own the S&P. But the other reason is it has been, over the last 2 years, by far the best asset you could buy. I'm not just going to buy an asset for the integrity of the show just for a laugh. I'm going to always buy what's best for the show, because what's best for the show is best for me. Think about that. The S&P, without a question, is and through VU, not SPY, is without doubt the best opportunity you can buy right now, because it is it's diversified, but it's diversified with a passively managed structure, not just randomly buying everything, but mainly because way better than the NASDAQ and 1,000,000 times better than the Russell is because it has the sectors in it with enough weight that are underperformed to outperform the general market. And we're seeing that now. Stocks are outperforming. They're beating on earnings. Everything is good, blah, blah, blah. And the financials are outperforming as expected, and so on and so forth. So really, it's no surprise that the evidence is now out that one of the biggest ETFs inflows is going directly into VU. Not SPY, it's Big Brother. VU is now the Big Brother, not SPY. Amazing, right? That's a fact. So all the smart money is going into the S&P. Now, should you be buying now? Well, again, let me show you my full position. As you can see there is my full position. You can see how much margin I've got. You can see my full position. If I share with you my cash, which is all fully invested. There's my margin position. There's my IRA, which is all Coca-Cola. I have got $260,000 invested. And remember, I started with 5,000. I've never done options, never shorted a stock, and I've never, and I do not own crypto, even though I did originally. All right. So I've done all of that. And I lost $30,000 at the beginning with Virgin Galactic and Virgin Orbit. I've done all of that just by owning the S&P. So what am I going to do tonight? Absolutely nothing. I absolutely would not be chasing crypto down the toilet. Everyone telling you it's a bear trap, it's a bull trap, this chart, that chart. You can get this, you can get that. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Now, if you are a gambler and a blind trader and you are influenced by those on YouTube, you don't care. It's all fun for you. If you don't mind losing money, let's give it a go. Let's take a risk. I don't ever risk my money. And as you know, I surround myself by millionaires and 1 billionaire. In fact, 2 billionaires, actually, if you include Jerry Jones, as I performed in his for him, the Halloween party. So if you consider that, I've done actually know 2 billionaires. Billionaires never take risks with their money. Why do they need to? If you've got $1 million and you only earn 10% on the S&P, you make 100 grand a year with no risk whatsoever. So why not do that? It's people with no money that gamble and guess. And Michael Saylor must be bricking it right now, especially making statements like that I showed you earlier about do not sell. So be very, very careful what you do. I would not be chasing anything until I know what's happening. You need to know what's happening. And I give you this as an example. If you gave money to a builder to build you a house, and he said, do you want to see the plans? Do you want to come and look at the house, the progress? No, I don't need to do that. You've got the money, build me a house. You've got no idea what he's doing. You're blindly giving somebody money. You've no idea about how good the house is going to be, when it's going to be completed. And he's asking you to come and have a look. That's what earnings calls are. That's what the earnings reports are. That's what the FOMC reports are in the investment world. And you choose not to. That's like buying crypto right now. You're blindly guessing and hoping something goes your way. And you'll say to me, and YouTubers will say to me, yeah, but XRP, it's cheap now. It's cheap. Why is it cheap? The information that you're bandering around, that tomorrow Japan is going to be using it in all its banks, not true. The information about Bank of America, possibly, it looks like it is, but yet still to be verified. You're just guessing and gambling. And 95% of day traders, as on the screen right now, lose their money. That's not just a made-up statistic. That's a fact. So I would not be chasing that. I also would not be buying a dip on Tesla. Someone mentioned Tesla earlier, or Palantir, or anything else. Absolutely not, because you do not know what's going to happen. However, Now you don't know what's going to happen. Prepare yourself for what could be a nice big surprise. It's possible. At the last minute, and no one will tell you this on YouTube. I've gone through so many channels. I've been up all night preparing this. I'm not going to sleep tonight as well. I'm going to be up all night again watching it. I've not seen anybody suggest that we could, in fact, have the tariffs reversed. It's very, very easy to say tariffs are in place, either inflation or no inflation, or buy crypto or sell crypto or crash or boom. These are all comic book, very easy to sell, digestible headlines. I don't do that on my channel. I just tell you the facts. And the facts are, it is true. Donald Trump has put them in place. He's waved his magic pen and he has signed executive orders. However, tariffs don't have an immediate effect. It takes a little bit of time for things to process. It could very well turn out that tariffs get taken away because Trump, at the end of the day, all he cares about is pleasing his fans. He likes to do what you voted him to do. He's a people person. He loves to please. If he can say at any moment on Truth Social or wherever it might be, I've solved the problem. I'm taking tariffs away now. Don't worry about it. And Canada takes them away right now because we've stopped fentanyl, as if fentanyl is a problem anyway. For most people who don't take drugs, we couldn't care less about fentanyl. I would imagine most people don't take fentanyl. So why would you be bothered? I would imagine he wants to win the argument, make himself look like the winner, and it all goes away. And talking of Donald Trump, as we end this, I would like to quote you from Donald Trump himself. So let me share this on the screen. This is from Donald Trump's Truth Social, his own platform, which is strange that he keeps doing it over there because actually he gets more people on X, which is just the way it is, I guess. Anyway, the tariff lobby headed by the globalist and always wrong Wall Street Journal. Wall Street Journal aren't always wrong, but he says they are, is working hard to justify countries like Canada, Mexico, China, and too many others to name continue the decades-long rip-off of America, both with regard to trade, crime, and poisonous drugs they are allowed to so freely flow into America. I've traveled all over the world, and I can tell you those things happen all over the world. Poisonous drugs enter countries everywhere. This is not an American problem. I don't know why Trump is so focused on fentanyl and drugs coming into America. It does happen, but it happens everywhere. And I can tell you that he mentioned Canada there as an enemy, if you like. Canada have stood by America and fought in wars together. They've died together, and they've supported you. They even supported you and helped you in 9/11. They've always been an unconditional partner and a neighbor. The USA has major deficits with Canada, Mexico, and China, and almost all countries. Again, that actually isn't true. I could talk for hours about the actual deficit numbers, and it's not the case. Because of America's power, most times America get an extra deal that other countries don't get. In fact, being an Englishman, I can tell you the deal that England give America is better than they give anybody else in the world. America is not abused and taken advantage of at all. It just simply is not the case. Many countries owes $36 trillion, and we're not going to be the stupid country any longer. Make your product in the USA and there are no tariffs. You can't make nearly all of the electronic content we get from China in America. There's no one to make it. There's no one to do it. There's no factories to do it. And we don't have the expertise and the skills to do it. And quite frankly, we'll always get China to build the iPhones because they make them cheaper. America just would not be able to compete. It just isn't the case. Make your product in the USA and there are no tariffs. Why should the United States lose trillions of dollars in subsidizing other countries? And why should these other countries pay a small fraction of the cost of what the USA citizens pay for drugs and pharmaceuticals? Hang on a minute. Should these other countries pay a small fraction of the cost of what USA citizens pay for drugs and pharmaceuticals? As an example, this will be the golden age of America. Will there be some pain? Yes, maybe, and maybe not. But we will all make America great again, and it'll all be worth the price that must be paid. We are a country that is not being run with the common sense, and the results will be spectacular. Okay. Also, he went on to say, we pay hundreds of billions of dollars to subsidize Canada. Why? There is no reason. We don't need anything they have. It's not true. Because if we didn't need it, guess what? You wouldn't buy it. I mean, this is really hard to really explain without it sounding silly. You do not have to buy things from Canada if you could supply them yourself. I mean, think of the logic there, folks. Think of the logic there for a moment. You have the things that you want, but you choose to pay more by buying them from Canada. All right? Well, think about that. We don't need anything they have. We have unlimited energy, should make our own cars. Yes, but we don't, and have more lumber than we can ever use. Without this massive subsidy, Canada ceases to exist as a viable country. Why would you want your partner, who is not only your partner, but also your customer, neighbor, ally, to be completely, what was the word he used there? Canada would see as a viable country. You need Canada to be strong. You don't want Canada to collapse. That makes no sense. Harsh but true. Therefore, Canada should become our cherished 51st state. Canada is a country and has no interest in being part of the United States. Would America like to become part of Canada, Europe, England? Of course not. Therefore, Canada should become our cherished 51st state. Much lower taxes, far better military protection for the people of Canada, and no tariffs. Okay. Well, of course, you can say that. Let me just focus on this. You can say that if Canada decided to become part of America, everything gets great. Well, why don't we make the whole world become America? It's not going to happen, is it? It doesn't make any sense. So, I hope you enjoyed this 60 minutes of facts and truth. I'm about to end now. I promised you 60 minutes of facts. I showed you every argument that's being presented right now on both sides of the aisle. I showed you evidence. I explained it. I hope that was of some use to everybody. I also told you that this is not a free-for-all and a big opportunity to buy from those that are promoting the story, telling you to buy because it's in their best interest. I also did not put fire and brimstone and doom and gloom on my thumbnail. I didn't encourage anyone to come. I didn't invite anyone to come. I put all the information today on my own social media. I didn't message anyone. I didn't do anything to encourage you to join me. Everything today has been real, honest, and for your benefit. I've told you exactly what I'm doing with my money, and the end of the day, the conclusion, before we go into Q&A, and we'll do that now. We're going to open it up to members only for Q&A. Here it comes, Q&A. There we go. Now all members can ask questions. Repeat them, please, and I will answer all your questions live on the show. This is not a time for panic. It's not a time also to tell everybody we should be buying all the dips. In my opinion, there's only one strategy that's going to work right now. I would not be selling my crypto if I bought it low when we first bought it. I might be selling it if it was near the top and you got a lot of margin. I would not be buying the S&P right now. I'd be waiting for bigger dips, and I'd be simply waiting for more information to make an educated investment. If you follow these guidelines, I'm pretty certain that you're going to come through this fine. We've had much bigger issues, but don't be surprised at all if we go down 50% and then straight back up again and then gain. But I'm not expecting a massive rally by the end of this year, maybe only a 10%. So if you are using margin, as I am, it doesn't make sense to load up at these levels. Wait for it to drop, stand by, be patient, don't panic, go to bed. I'll be up all night. I'll be covering it for you. Join me in the morning and join Sensei in just half an hour from now. It looks like he's going to go early. So we are now in members only mode. If you'd like to ask a question, if you'd like to have a comment shared on the screen, now is your opportunity. So if you'd like to become a member of our channel, there is the link to becoming a member. There's Alpha Spread and Seeking Alpha if you want all of the software that I'm using with free trials and discounts. There is my Instagram and my X, where I share all the information about the things that I do and who I'm talking to, and so on and so forth. Here is the extra channel. After Sensei's show, we're going to be live 24 hours a day, all the way through the night. I'm going to be back here after Sensei's show on the main channel, doing a 24-hour stream as well, all through the night, watching the markets and updating any news that comes out. Unlike everybody else, we don't charge you for training. We provide it for free. In fact, we cover the costs. There is the Discord. If you want to become a member of our Discord server, you won't see anything unless you're a YouTube member, and I'll have to upgrade you on a live show. There isn't time to do that now, and or you can go premium and you can get the services that way. If you'd like free shares from Robinhood, there's the Robinhood USA, and there is the Robinhood UK. All right, just before I end the stream, let me answer some questions. So, our members, I wouldn't sell anything at the moment. Oh, thank you.
Andre H. has become a member.
New member. Thank you very much indeed. I think you're celebrating your 1 month badge today. I wouldn't sell anything at the moment. I agree. Well, as I say, it depends on situation, so I just leave that there. Smash the like button. Thank you, James 007. The moment there are no more questions, I will end the live stream and send you all to Sensei. Fentanyl is a much bigger problem than has been reported and targeting the youth. I don't see it as a problem. If you choose to take drugs, take responsibility for yourself. To send the world into trade wars and confusion, crash the stock market, there are many, many more people who are going to lose their lives, commit suicide, lose their jobs, lose their money, lose their homes. That's the bigger picture. If you choose to take drugs, that's your decision. I'm not taking fentanyl, so I couldn't care less. So it is an issue, but there are many things that are issues. It's not a reason to crash the economy. Thanks for covering this, Martyn. A lot of viewers today have learnt a lot, I think. Vaz, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will not sell. I have Coca-Cola. Oh, hello. We've got a lot of new subscribers. Thank you. I will not sell. I have Coca-Cola, TPL, Landbridge, and Nvidia. All solid businesses. You are absolutely correct. And well done for Coca-Cola. That's probably your best position right now. Do you see these tariffs affecting the AI market? I have invested in related stocks such as Gorilla. Absolutely. Absolutely. AI, China, hardware, software, all going to be impacted by this. No one is going to get away with this. Don't trade with emotions. Drink tea, keep calm, and be patient. That's very true, James 007. Andre H just became a member. Thank you to you. Matt, great video, Martyn. Awesome research. Very well communicated. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Not selling, staying put, and watching. Andre, Martyn, in after hours, the market, Nvidia, AMD starting going down again. You think that is a hint of what is to come in the pre-market? Don't be surprised if it's the pre-market, which starts in 4.5 hours from now. I will be covering it live on this show. I will have a live stream on this channel as well as the extra channel. Yes, we could have a 20, 30, even a 40% crash on the stock market. Why? And crypto could go down 80%. Why? Because the markets do not like uncertainty. There are bonds, there are ways to invest without risk. A lot of people will take their money. The market could crash to record lows. It could be a really, really bad few days. I'm buying them the more I see it come down, but have patience and wait. Don't just buy on the first reaction. How much dip would it take to buy more of the S&P? Everyone's position is different. For me, it's about 20% because I'm in margin. If I load up at these prices, these are very high prices, despite the crash, which is just about to occur, I could be margin called. So I'm not going to be buying now. I'm already in at much, much lower prices. I'm waiting for a much, much bigger dip because you've got to wait for it to settle. All right. So 62,000 tonight. What's 62,000? I'm not sure what that is. My portfolio, I certainly hope not. There isn't going to be a big crash if you ask me. Trump is using them to show off, but he can just drop the taxes as fast as he made them. That's like I said earlier, that is a possibility. That absolutely is a possibility. I'm sure Trump's main thing is to actually win a popularity contest than to actually go through with this. But we shall see. Who's having a whiskey with me later? I certainly will be. Is it still a good buy to buy Virgin Galactic Holdings? Virgin Galactic, we like this one. I've explained why. I'm not going to go into individual stocks, Geoffrey. But yes, it's a good time, we think. I'm buying when the market opens up. Well, I shall be waiting to see. 62,000 subscribers. Oh, I see. Have we? Have we done that tonight? I'll have a little look in a second. That'll be amazing. I'm buying when the market opens up. Fear, greed is neutral. Correct, it is. This is very, very important. Thank you very much for sharing it. You're absolutely right. Very, very important statement that. Thank you for sharing that. Let me come back to crypto, keep our eye on that. I tune in to your show every weekday morning at 6 a.m. PST. Do you regularly live stream on the weekend? I didn't realize you were on today until I opened my laptop. I stream 12 hours a day normally, up to 15 hours a day during earnings season, Monday to Friday. We have the Sunday show. The extra channel is live 24 hours a day. And I've come on today because obviously this is a special 60-minute of fact, which is what I've done. It's an exceptional day. That's why I've come. It's my day off today. I should be resting with my wife, but this was very important to cover it because there's too many people spreading false information. Can you comment on thoughts why China only 10% versus others 25%? Well, the reason for that, Jenny B, is it's actually a little bit of cloak and dagger because most of China's imports come through Mexico now. They come through Mexico. So even though they are directly from China, China is paying 10% plus 25% because they're coming through Mexico. But it also is a bit of a bargaining chip, but it's actually worse than you think it is. Because, I mean, expect your average car to go up $6,000-$7,000, and that would be the same for a Tesla as well if you are looking into doing that. I knew I could count on Vaz, but will behave after Friday. Hang on a minute. 62,000 subscribers. Let's have a quick look, shall we? All right, then. Let's have a look. If we just hit 62,000 subscribers, let's have a look. 61,949. There we go. If everyone subscribes right now, we could hit 62,000 subscribers right now on the show. Let's do that. Everyone tap the like button, and there's very, very easy. We could go to 62,000 subscribers right here, right now. Let's do it. Everyone tap the like button, consider subscribing, and that would be absolutely wonderful to happen on a live show. If everyone could do that right now, I'll just go through the comments. That could actually happen live. Let's have a look. My opinion is Trump is trying to get himself into more important negotiations in strong positions. Final positions to be negotiated. Possibly. Good afternoon, all. Henrik, James. Okay, I've got through all the comments. I've got through everything. It's now time to hand you over to Sensei. We didn't quite get to 62,000 subscribers, but I would imagine we will on Sensei's show. So hello. Very close. 79. We just hold there for a second. It's very doable. No. Okay. It's one of those things that can happen very, very quickly. But I think it will happen on Sensei's show anyway. Let me now send you to Sensei's show. Thank you very much for tuning in today. If you'd like to become a member, there are many, many perks. We give you free training. We pay for it. We cover it cost for you. There is the membership link. There's the membership video. If you are a member of my channel, there are members-only live streams, members-only videos, members-only chats. There are all my interviews with CEOs are all members-only. So you miss all those. There's many things that you never actually see that only members get to see. And I will reply to all your comments. I will answer all your questions. You can get me to review a stock. I will also do earnings for you, full analysis for you. Sensei will do charts for you. The list goes on and on and on. So there you go. If you stay live for 5 more minutes, I can go live straight after. Okay then, Sensei, I will stay live for 5 more minutes. Wonderful then. There you go, 61,983. We're going to get to 62,000 live on Sensei's show. We're actually on target for 100,000 subscribers by the summer. Amazing. We've got a new member just come on in. I think we just got a new member just coming in there. Let me have a look. I think we have a new member coming in. It will show in a couple of seconds. Hopefully. Oh, there we go.
Ahmed has become a member.
Okay, Ahmed. Thank you very much for being part of our channel. Let me give you all your perks and benefits. Here is the membership video. It tells you all the things that you can get. That's in the chat for you. If you follow me on Instagram and X, I will answer all your questions. If you do any comments on YouTube, I'll reply to all of them. You can now access all the members-only videos, members-only live streams, and so on and so forth. And the other thing you might like to do is have access to the team 24 hours a day. We don't have training programs that you've got to pay for. They're all free. In fact, we cover all the costs of running Discord for you. So we've got Ed Nevius, who's paid thousands to learn how to scalp trade. He provides all of that for free. So you get that. You also can access Sensei as well and does all the charts for you. Plus, there's many more things that you get. There's the Discord link right there. There is the Discord link right there. It takes 10 minutes to set it up through security. On the next, once you've set it all up, please do not accept a friend request from anyone called Martyn Lucas. I do not send them. I do not message you. There are many people impersonate me. And if you just right-click profile, you will see the only person with the username Martyn Lucas is me. They've all got a different version of how to spell my name. So please be very careful. Once you've got onto Discord, then I will upgrade you on the next live show where I am live, not with Sensei. I do it for you. I onboard you, introduce you to the team, and so on and so forth. Now, if you don't want to wait, you can become a Discord premium server. It's a couple of bucks, but then you can actually see things straight away. All right, Sensei is about to go live. We're very close now to 62,000. We're bound to get there on Sensei's show. Let me show you Sensei's show just here. This is Sensei's show. People are already waiting in the wings. I've given you the link. It's pinned to the top. I'll give it to you again now. It'll automatically take you there. So Sensei is going to get 400 people straight off the bat join him on his show. There it is. Fantastic. Now, just before I go, Sensei's just about to go live. He's just, I can see he's just counting down. Sensei, could you let me know when you're ready to go? Because I want to get off and do what I got to do, which is spend my weekend with my amazing wife, Leah. Now, Leah wants to thank everybody that shared some love to her on Friday. Of course, it was Leah's birthday on Friday. And thank you for all of you that sent Leah super chats, thanked her. Well, not thanked, well, yes, many of you did thank her actually for all the support that she gives to me to be able to do all these shows. So thank you to all of you who did that. Sensei is saying 2 minutes. Okay, we're nearly there then. We're nearly there. Fantastic. All right. So let's have a quick look at the subscribers. See if we got there. Let's see if we did. 61,988. Very, very close. Marvellous. Let me have a quick sip of this. I'm looking forward to getting back to Leah. So, let me explain to you, just before I hand you over. Thank you, Sharpshooter. It was Leah's birthday on Friday. So thank you ever so much, everybody that sent super chats and all the rest of it. It was really, really nice. Really do appreciate it. This is what's going to happen. We're going to be here for another minute. Sensei is about to go live. Sensei is doing all your charts for you, the technical charts. Like I've said, and Sensei will not mind me saying this, and even if he did, it would make no difference. I'm going to say what I feel, and Sensei will say what he feels. We don't make up stuff just to suit each other. We tell you how it is. Sensei is our chart technician. Vaz does our EV tolls. We have Mr. Shashta, who does Joseph, who does our commodities. And we have Fight coming on soon as well. We all have our own perspectives of looking at this. I do not think at all for one moment this market can be negotiated through charts. Sensei will probably agree with me in many cases. But I think he will share with you the support levels to look out for, the resistance levels, where's a good time to buy, where's a good time to sell. However, when it comes to all-out panic, when it comes out to uncontrollable macro conditions, nobody can control that. It's best to only buy what you understand. Don't take risks you can't afford, and understand exactly what's going on. And that was the purpose of today's show, to give you clarity so you understand inflation, you understand the businesses, you understand the tariffs, what's going on, what might happen, and how best to manage this. For me, all I've got to do is absolutely nothing. Do I want the market to go down 25, 30%? Yes, I actually do. I don't want it to go down 50% because then I'd get close to a margin call. I don't want that. But I would like it to go down 25, 30%. Yes. And I'm not going to sell with some kind of guessing in place where I might be able to buy back in again, because I've got to pay 20% tax on it. And then I've got to somehow find the bottom. I can't do that. Nobody can. There's no reason to do that because the businesses that I own are all in good form. This is something external of all that. That's why it's called a macro condition. So I'm just going to stay where I am and do nothing. But if it goes down 20, 30%, then yes, on goes the margin and I buy some more. And then I just start paying that down. And of course, it's going to get bigger and bigger, but that's okay. This is how investors get rich. They buy when everybody else is fearful. Simple. Very, very simple. But I would not be doing that with individual assets. I'd be doing that with VU. I would not be doing that with crypto. Absolutely not. This is not the bull market for crypto. This is This is a completely separate macro condition. So this is not the time to be going, oh, well, it's gone down, let's buy a dip. You don't know what the dip is. With XRP, it could go down 90%. Forget 50%. So just bear that in mind. Thanks for the extra info, Martin Kazansky. You're very welcome. Just asking, have you done VNOM review? I haven't, Iberian Wolf. Hopefully, we can be back on that tomorrow. Of course, now the crash is taking a precedent, but we've said we want to do a members day, a review day. So I'll be doing, I'm like 3 or 4 reviews all in one day. So I'll be doing your reviews. Hopefully, that if that's not tomorrow, that'll be Tuesday. Working on a new video tonight. Stay tuned. Vaz, I look forward to that. Good work, Vaz. Yes, we are looking forward to that. Always improving. Okay. 1 minute. Well, that's a long minute. Sensei, are you good to go? Sensei, are you good to go? Sensei, are you here? I mean, I can go on forever, but I want to keep this quite tight if I can. Are you here? And I've got things I want to do as well. Iberian Wolf, thank you. Thank you for your patience and understanding. Just before I pass you to Sensei, I'm sure it's any second now, could you all please do me a massive favor? I'm trying to help raise millions of dollars for charity. There's my music channel. It's where I do fundraiser events. Please just subscribe to my music channel. And the reason why, you haven't got to watch me, you haven't got to listen to my music or my songs. He is ready. I simply need you to subscribe to me so I can get to 10,000 subscribers. When I get to 10,000 subscribers, I can turn on charitable giving, and YouTube will link my channel with registered charities to raise money for your favorite registered charity. So if you could do that, that would be really, really great. All right, Sensei's ready to go. I'm good to go then. So it's now time to let you all go as we hand you over to Sensei. Sensei is going to provide all the charts for you. Here is, there is Sensei's link. It's also pinned to the top. Now, after Sensei's show, when he finishes, it'll go to the 24-hour on this channel. I don't mean the extra channel, I mean this channel. The extra channel will be running, as it always runs 24/7, but we'll go back and we'll be watching the market watch from the moment Sensei finishes throughout the night, because it'll start, of course, when the market opens in just be about 2 hours after Sensei finishes. The market will open and you'll see on the screen what's going on, and we'll be able to talk to each other, support each other, and trade throughout the night. It will be very volatile. I'll be up all night and I'll be covering it, so you don't want to miss it. All right, Sensei's good to go. I'm going to make sure that I've got Sensei set here. Just please bear with me. I'm sure I do. Let me go back to general public. Give everyone a chance just to say goodbye. There we go. And it's set to go to Sensei. Yes, it is. You've got the link. We are good to go. That's it from me. Here's my final thoughts as I send you over now to Sensei. Thank you very much for tuning in this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed our 60 minutes of facts and truth. I hope you all tapped the like button, and I hope you subscribed to the channel. We're about to hit 62,000 subscribers. Please don't worry. Please get a good night's sleep. Be an investor. Don't be a gambler. And if you followed our show for the last 4 years, I'm confident, I know all of my members are doing the right thing. They're investors, not gamblers. There's no reason why anyone should be losing any money. Don't lose any sleep. I'm sure Sensei will give you another angle to look at right now. But just be calm. Wait. Don't panic. Make your decisions. What you want to do. Stick to them. You know the levels you want to buy. Maybe you know the levels you want to sell. And that's it. If you are in good, solid businesses, that hasn't changed. Now, I'm going to hand you over to Sensei. Enjoy the show. I'm sure Sensei's got a great show lined up for you. Until next time, as always, right after Sensei's show will be live again throughout the night. Take care of yourselves and each other.